She, UN Women's Solidarity Movement for Gender Equality. Big welcome.
Thank you, David, and good afternoon, colleagues. I hope you're not too tired.
No?
Still have energy this afternoon?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I am going to be introducing to you the He for She campaign. I think you've been seeing messages coming from headquarters a lot in the past half year or so about the He for She campaign, but we haven't really had an opportunity to share comprehensive information about the campaign with you. So I want to take this opportunity to inform you what the He for She campaign is. And today we won't have time to have a discussion about what we want to do in Vietnam, because that's actually what we need to do this year. We need to introduce this campaign to Vietnam. And so by the end of the presentation, I hope that you have the broad idea of what the campaign is, and you can start thinking about what we could do in Vietnam. We'll have that discussion maybe next week in terms of how we implement it in Vietnam. So my presentation will be in two parts. The background of the He for She campaign, and then some of my thoughts about what we do in Vietnam. And then I will invite questions and answers. So the He for She campaign, and I must mention that these slides, some of them were kindly created by Tao for another purpose, and I built on it, and therefore it's very beautiful, not necessarily all of my own skill. But yes. So the He for She campaign, it's a solidarity movement for gender equality, calling for men and boys to join in ending discrimination against women. And why we are calling for boys at this moment of time? We've been working, women have been working at the forefront, trying to promote gender equality. But we all know, all of us working at UN Women know, that gender equality, as actually Fong had said, it's about power relations. It's about the relationship of men and women and the power. And so even though women keep on pushing, if we don't have men side by side working with us, this is not an issue that we can solve alone as women. So we're really calling for men to join this movement together. So it's about men speaking out, and it's about men taking action. Now it was launched last year in September in New York City, and you know who this person is? Emma Watson. Emma Watson, yeah, that's right. She's our Goodwill Ambassador since last year, and she made this passionate speech. Have you actually looked at the YouTube?
Yes,
video
yes,
of her
very
speech?
fascinating.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Have you seen it, David?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever heard about it?
I've heard about Emma Watson, yes.
Not about, no,
Not
okay.
about the He for She campaign.
I can share the link with you later
Thank
so
you
that you
very
can
much.
take a look at it. Yeah, so she made a very passionate, but sort of an honest speech calling for men. She said, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a formal invitation. What is the goal of the campaign? There are three elements to it. So it's about spreading awareness and sparking action of men and boys. It's not just awareness, it's about action. And then it's also about building new partnerships for gender equality to reinvigorate the gender equality movement. And by reinvigorate, if you can think about this moment, 2015, us working at UN Women know, perhaps David, you wouldn't know, but I could share with you, this year is 20 years since the Beijing World Conference for Women took place. So it's 20 years since Beijing Platform for Action was adopted, where 180 plus governments committed to gender equality. And there have been progress since that 20 years. Women's education level in general has increased, women's health has increased, but there is some stagnation that we're seeing. So we really need to put new energy into this women's movement, and that's why we're also calling men to join. It's also a new platform that we're creating to showcase men and boys as change agents and role models to change gender equality. So, what has been happening so far? There have been male leaders that have been supporting the campaign. You know, President Obama, our favorite bunch. Is that person? Is this that?
Prince.
Prince something. Yes, Prince Harry. and this is the Foreign Minister of Finland. So there have been heads of states that have been signing on to He for She campaign. And actually, our headquarters just recently sent out letters to heads of states. And so the President of Vietnam also have received an invitation to join the campaign. So actually we need to follow up on that. Celebrities have also joined. Do you recognize these people? Do you know that person? If you have, what's that?
He's the singer.
Oh. If you have a
A band.
teenage daughter,
Yeah.
or do you know David?
No?
Anybody
A
with
band,
teenage
One
daughters?
Direction.
Exactly.
Ah,
English
One
One
Direction.
Direction, yes.
Yeah.
He is
I saw them on
Harry.
the Royal Variety
Harry,
before.
yes.
Harry from One Direction. My daughter knows. And then there's been Indian actor that has also signed his commitment, and he's now, I think, Goodwill Ambassador for UN Women. This is a singer from West Africa called Salif Keita. He's also very famous, and if you've watched movies of him, and there are other people too. If you Google he for she, you will actually find that there are many others. And then there are normal men that have been also signing on to the he for she campaign. And there's been Twitter campaigns and Facebook, and a lot of social media campaigns has been going on. Okay, so the campaign in Vietnam. We've verbally, committed to launch the campaign in 2015, right? During the visit of our executive board, we actually have publicly made commitments that we will be launching the campaign in 2015. We need some high visibility leader or celebrity. As you've seen from the global example, they are tapping into sort of the visibility of these figures to champion the cause. And then we need activities that invite the action of men and boys. Not just men and boys as sort of passive recipients of this message, but something that would trigger them to demonstrate their commitment to the cause. Something that grabs people's attention, and not just a one-off event, but we need a series of events, at least two, that will last for a few months. For example, between International Women's Day to maybe Vietnam Women's Day. So that's about a 6-month period where we could have some intense engagement. Next steps, we need to go into detailed planning in January, February, and then perhaps launch in March if we want to target International Women's Day. And so we have some busy months ahead where I really need everybody's ideas. If you can put your thinking caps on and contribute ideas. So in conclusion, the He for She campaign is a very important campaign that globally the executive director is pushing, and it's important because it's this moment of the Beijing +2020 event in Beijing, where we need to turn a new page, and we need to promote gender equality, give it another push. And so He for She provides us that channel to do that. It's coming soon, and I hope that we can fill in those ... together, hopefully through a brainstorming perhaps next week. Thank you very much.
Okay, time for Q&A. Any questions for Shoko, please? I have one. It must be a concern for a campaign like this when constantly in the news we see the Islamic State, for instance, and its attacks on women particularly, and Boko Haram in Africa, and they kidnap 40 young girls. I mean, this must affect your campaign. So do you turn that sort of activity around to a positive, to get involved and to encourage more people to be active in this area?
Sure, yes. I think there is very strong linkage between He for She campaign, and there's a whole campaign that goes around the Boko Haram Bring Back the Girls campaign, right? And I have seen that there are crossovers of messages around that. And as UN Women, I ourselves also, we are very strongly working and sending out messages. Even there was a statement by Executive Director about the importance of bringing male figures into the discussion, so that there is a male-to-male discussion around the issues of fundamentalism of Islam that is really having a very significant impact on women's rights.
Thank you. Other questions?
I understand that violence against women, we use orange color to symbol that. Yes. So, and what that is it? That color is for the pink one is for that the He for She campaign.
Yeah, the He for She campaign is yes, it's in exactly pink and black. And the He for She campaign is not necessarily just violence against women. It's gender equality overall. So it is about women's empowerment in the economic sphere. It's about women's participation in politics and decision making. It is violence against women, but it's, in a sense, it's broader than just violence against women, which, yes, we use the symbol color orange.
Thank you.
One more? Yes?
For presentation, I was wondering because I know that for some women's organizations may be hesitant to use our resources targeting men because they really want women to benefit from our work. And for such hesitant attitudes, how can we respond to promote the initiative?
I think that's a really good question. Thank you for that. Indeed, if you look at, for example, the Emma Watson video on YouTube, you'll actually see a lot of negative comments against what she has spoken about. And I do know, as a fact, so there's opposition from the male side, but also reluctance of women that the women's movement and the important resources for the women's movement being diverted to working with men. But I think we need to understand and share the reality that, as I said in the beginning, that the gender equality issue is not an issue that women alone can solve. And we do need to bring men as advocates into the picture so that our advocacy is multidimensional and reaches the male colleagues that we need the attitude to change. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much. Okay. Good. Did you find those presentations interesting, audience?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you feedback.